So welcome back. You've watched Estate Planning 101 at this point. You probably have more questions now than you did before. Completely understandable. I want to talk to you right now about the top reasons people don't have the right estate plan for their particular situation. I put reasons in quotation marks because usually it's actually excuses. So here we go. We'll kick it off with reason number one. I'm not sick. I won't die anytime soon. No one knows when they're going to die. I've had doctors tell me this exact thing. Hey, me and my husband, we're not sick right now. We don't anticipate dying anytime soon. And I'll ask them, how do you know when you're going to pass away? And they sit there kind of puzzled, like, well, what do you mean? Most of us don't want to deal with the fact that we're not here forever. But the reality is none of us know when we're going to pass away. So this is something to consider. Next, I'm too young. Estate plans are not contingent upon age. The moment you hit 18, you're no longer a minor. You are legally an adult. Your guardian, your parents can no longer make decisions for you. Your assets belong to you. It is your responsibility to make sure that they're getting transferred the way that they need to get transferred. So regardless if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, regardless if you're not close to retirement age, that has nothing to do with your estate plan. Number three, I read on the internet. I've had a dime for every time somebody said, I read on the internet. I'd be a very, very, very wealthy man. This is usually someone who's read or watched a video on the internet, and they think they know exactly what they need when it comes to estate planning. These are resources to help you learn. It isn't actual legal advice. Every situation is particular. Most estate planning attorneys don't have tax backgrounds, they don't have asset protection backgrounds, and you're not getting a lot of resources out there on the internet from advanced estate planners who specialize in these things and are putting content out there. So don't show up at the attorney's office and say, hey, this is what I want because I watched a video. That has happened to me several times, and it's never what the client actually needs. Reason number four, attorney fees are too expensive. The type of person who usually tells me this is the type of person who opens up the conversation by telling me they just got back from an all-inclusive vacation from Hawaii or somewhere in Cozumel or wherever. They went on a cruise in Europe or they went to Asia. Bottom line is they just don't want to spend their money on an estate plan. Reason number five, only extremely wealthy people need estate plans. Wealth is subjective, and I've learned that a lot of times people who are wealthy think that as long as there's someone else with more wealth, that they themselves really aren't that wealthy, and that, well, so-and-so is the type of person who needs a trust or a tax plan or a estate plan. Not us. We're wealthy, but we're not that wealthy. Everyone needs an estate plan. Reason number six, and this one always kind of makes me laugh, and I'm trying to be funny here. So my former sister-in-law's first cousin, 7 times removed, told me that I don't need a trust. I often meet with people. They come in, we come up with a strategy for them. They leave, they call me and say, hey, I was talking to this guy I met at Walmart the other day, or when I was standing in line at McDonald's, and he told me that I don't actually need a trust, so I don't want to move forward with that anymore. Usually it's some random person that has no legal background or tax background whatsoever. It's someone you don't even have a close relationship with, and yet now you're taking your legal advice from them. This is not the thing to do. Reason number 7, I'm too busy. And this is actually a legit reason. This isn't really an excuse, but the reality is all of us are too busy. There's a ton of things going on. There's not enough time in the day to get done everything that we need to get done. But I have had several clients that I'm in the process of working with who actually are not even in their 80s or 90s, but they unexpectedly pass away, and we don't end up completing the estate plan because of this. So you got to make time for it because it really is important. Reason number 8, I already completed my estate plan. This is usually the person who completed their estate plan 20, 30, 40 years ago when their kids were first born, and now their kids have kids, right? The client themselves may have grandkids. And so you need to update your estate plan. It's not typically attorneys will say revisit it every 3 to 5 years. It's not so much about time that's passed as much as things happening during your life to revisit the estate plan. So it's really, to jump back here, it's really not a one and done type of event. It is an ongoing process. So make sure that you're not using any of these reasons as excuses not to move forward with an estate plan.